Okay, the 30, 60, 90 triangle and angle gauge I think got me pretty close. Now, let's see, it should be 577 thousandths I think per inch. So let's move it a half inch and see if it's this half of 577. 1, 2, coming up on half. Right there. $288. Oh, I think we made it. Let's see, 288. That's 576. That's close enough. Okay, I'm going to start the slitting in the mill as deep as I can go, and then I'll have to finish it off with a hacksaw. Okay, I finished that slit. The first one, there's another slit, but I want to drill and tap this hole. That's going to be the clamping mechanism. You'll see shortly. First I'm going to drill with the 1/8 inch and then step up for number 1224 screw. Well, since I messed up on the 1224, I'm going up to a 1/4 20. Hopefully it doesn't bite me. I think I'm just going to run my tap all the way through and then drill the clearance hole after. I have to split it right through here so that the screws will bring these two wings together to clamp onto it. Well, that's the idea anyway. And then the bottom part will be for clamping it. Put the piece in there, clamp it, tighten the screw, clamp it in place, machine the deck, the top off of the part. Okay, so I finished slitting it. You see me tap it. I got the clearance hole in there. So this is what its purpose is. I'll set it in here, and then I'll put my part in here. Slide it down, and then when I tighten this up, it'll squeeze it. I can keep this nice and clamp down in position, and I'll use Allen wrench to tighten the screw up, and that should tighten my piece up to where isn't going to go anywhere. Then I can do the operations I need to on that. A lot of work just to be able to cut that angle. But after that angle's cut, there's a hole that gets bored through here, straight down. Drawing's gotten pretty dirty now. Let's see. Try to show you this with my pencil. This here is another bore that the part right now is standing vertically, and by putting in the vise like that, I can mill off the top of it to cut the angle, and then put these two bores in here. Just kind of going over everything, making sure the math works, and I decided to move it over just a little bit closer to the point, a little bit to the left, so only a few thou, but it gets really, there's a bearing that goes down in here, and it gets really close to this shoulder, so I want to make sure I'm clear of that. And now I have to set up to drill and ream. I'll go all the way through it with a drill and ream it to 3/16 before I wind up boring out 1/2 inch where the bearing sits. There's an oilite bearing down in the bottom, 3/16, and then there's a ball bearing on top, which is 500 thou. Okay, first one was pretty much a learning experience, so this one here should go a little bit smoother. Yeah. See if we can see that. There's a little burr on the top, like a needle left behind. Some was ripped off by the aluminum, but little dagger there. After all the operations, this is what I'm left with. I have one back in the jig. I have a pin in here, 5/16 pin, and I have to reline center now because I have to press in a brass bushing or bronze. So this will help me line it up. Let's come up a little bit. Just need a little tension on it. It's actually probably good enough, but yeah, because what I'm going to do is use this piece that I made up. It has a 3/16, just under 3/16 here that the bronze bearing will sit on. This is just under a half, so it'll be able to bottom out at the 1/2 inch depth and push that bearing straight. So let me go ahead and just do this. So get it to the bottom area. You can't slip off the pin, it'll be good. Like right there. Okay, by all rights, it should be starting to go right there. Let's see, I need to go at least about, it's up a little bit, so maybe 200 thou. It's going in. That's home. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's nice and flush with the bottom area there. Do you believe that? Okay, loosen this up. Hope my shit doesn't stick on me. Oh, good. There we go. Does it show up? Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing the other one. Clean this one out. Wipe all the excess off. My wireless mic's dead, but just got to finish by putting this bearing in here now. And I really don't want to get Loctite on. It's sealed, so it should be okay. I'd rather not get it all in there. I think I'll put it on here. Okay, it went down just a hair more. Yeah, that's flush. Okay, take this one out and do the next one. Now, the last thing to do are the gears. And I've never made gears before. And if you look at some of these dimensions, that the one at 3543, that's supposed to be 0353 or 03543. Anyway, look at the major diameter of the large gear, 5667. That's about 9/16, a little over. And the small gear, about 5/16 overall diameter. These gears almost belong in a watch. They're so small. And I've never made them before. So it's going to be a challenge, just like this whole project has been. Pretty good challenge. I set up about one of those cheap beaver dividing head, and I set that up. So far it's not too bad. I haven't broke it down and cleaned it, and the chuck really needs clean because you can feel the grit in it. It's about 0.02 of run out, and normally that's probably pretty good, but on gears this small, I don't know. We'll see. It's, the clearance between the large gears and the small gears is 0.1 millimeter, which should be, I think, about 4 thou. And that's the TIR. It's 2,000 out, but the TIR is 4, maybe a little over 4. So hopefully the gears still mesh and work. But I'm not going to do a video on the gears. Like I say, it's my first time, so I'm not the one that you want to watch. There's plenty of others out there. But after the gears are cut, I have to machine the bosses on the ends and stuff like that. I'll show that. But for now, I'll make these up and then come back when it's ready to go for some lathe work. I'll run 1 or 2 teeth here. So I got, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. No, you can't see it. Let me move. Well, anyway, I got the stop set up on my power feed for the X travel. So when I run it, I run the table to the right, and it automatically shuts off. So then I run it back to the table to the left, and it automatically shuts off. And then I kill the machine, index it, and repeat. So I'll do one so you can see. That's automatically going to stop the travel right there. And then I can reverse it. And then again, it automatically stops, and I index it. But I think the controlled feed should produce a better cut than manually feeding it. Yet to be determined. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I need to turn that gear down to fit inside this spindle housing. So 395 diameter, and we'll start with about 400 for 400 thou for the depth this way. See where we're at here. Just to get a idea, somewhere around high 4s, low 5. 479. So I can take another 80. Got 399 heavy. And I think I wanted 395. Let me double check that measurement. Yeah, closer to 397. Getting close now. Doesn't have to be a perfect fit. It's going to get secured with a screw, but I'd like to make it kind of tight. Let's take another thou. Okay, there we go. Slip fit. Okay, that's what I need to take up is that that amount right there. I'm at 400 thou, so I'm gonna take off. I'll start taking off. Hell, that's probably close to 60 thou, but take off a little at a time. Probably 50 thou. Okay. Come up to it. Get a reference. Well, let's go. Let's see. Let's take 25 to start. Still about 20 probably. Take 15 and check it. I think that's good. There's really no play thrust wise. Needs to be 124 thousandths from this edge, just under an eighth right here. second gear I ever caught. Okay, finally. So here's all the parts. Here's a golf ball for scale. We got some little parts like this set screw. Both these two, 348 I believe, and these are 256. And a rotation washer. This is actually a little bearing for the height adjustment rod. Cotter set up to lock the spindle housings. Spindles. Here's the spindles assembled, partially assembled. The arm, the head cover, the two pinion gears, 2 gears for the spindle housings. What else we got here? Height adjustment lock lever, height adjustment knob, rotation knob, AXA tool post, widened to 5/8. I think that's it. So let's see, the first thing I want to do is start the head assembly. So I'm going to put the cotters in. I'm going to be greasing this up as I go. It's just waterproof grease. On the bottom here, if you can see that, there's a little O-ring. I put that in there to help when this is clamped down. When you release it, it helps push that cotter back up. I had trouble putting one in the bottom here because it's riding on the threads. It just seems to chew it up, so it's fine without it. So I'll use a pencil to just apply a little grease. It's the lower cotter. Okay, I'll leave that loose for now. Next, not sure which one is which. Let's see. I believe this is the top one. Should go this way. They're both the same. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay, and put some grease in this. this one the top one. Should smear some on here. Okay, these actually should turn this way. Next I'll put the gears in. Okay, I can lock the cotters down to keep these from spinning, so I can snug them up a little bit. Have to make sure that they're below the surface too. Okay, making sure that it turns freely. Seems like this one does. One's a right hand, one's a left hand. The right hand goes lower. There. And this is the left hand. It has a, I marked the nuts with the typical dash. This will go up top. This should be a dead giveaway on what it is now, if I haven't already told anybody. That's not bad. Well, we'll see when I put the other gears in there. Get it kind of lined up here. Trying to line them up where they both just kiss. Now, put some grease on these. The shorter one goes in the bottom. The longer one goes in the top. Right there. Oh yeah, that's nice. Shit, yeah, that's nice. Oh, and I just pulled. Okay, try that again. Because I think I want this. Yeah, want to stop the flat part facing rear when she's all the way closed. There. Okay, put some more grease in here. I think that's good. As long as them are all the way in there. Put the cover on. So now that hole that had the broken off tap, the one I fixed, but this one here, I saw no need for 5 screws. So I enlarged that with the smallest end mill I had and opened this up so that I can always drip some oil in this hole. So I'll leave it open. Okay, need this wrench. Spreading that grease all around on those gears. I can feel the pressure. Feel the fluid dynamic, I guess you'd say. Yeah, that it feels really good. Yeah. And lock. Good. Okay, we'll lock that for now. Let's see, let me adjust these to their closed position. Okay, next. Next is setting up the arm. This is the nut and lead screw for the adjustment, height adjustment. Let's put a little I'll put a little grease on this shaft here because this goes up inside of that brass bearing. I should Put a little bit on the threads too. Okay, so this should slide up. Oh, I forgot something. This here, the bearing, has a flat spot that lines up to the back here. I like to tap that in a little bit. There's a set screw that I have to put in the side. Let me see, what can I use? Yeah, I think that's about as far as I'll go. Good. Okay, and then set screw, it's this one here. You probably want to lock that with Loctite or maybe a drop of CA on top of it. Just keep it from loosening up. I can't tighten it up too much or it's going to crush the inside of that bore. And get that lined up. Should be about right. Looks like it's lined up. Yep. So what does it do? Oh, that's a nice fit. Let it sit about halfway. Check. There's the lock. Yep. I had I didn't show that in the video, but I had to figure out how thick this washer should be for it to lock in this position. And the same thing with this one. You need to unlock here, but lock, you know, well, before it come all the way around for sure. But what it worked out to is for roughly, it's a 28 threads per inch, both of them. So if you did the math, it came out to every 10 degrees, it's 9.9 something, or like, it's almost 10. But for every 10 degrees you want, you take off 1,000th. So if I wanted to go 90 degrees from here, say 90 from here, that should be about 9 thousandths coming off of that. And then the same for this one. But it's the, what was it? The formula is the number of turns divided by, or yeah, the number of turns divided by threads or something like that. So it was degrees divided by 360, I think, times, geez, I can't remember now. Or maybe I can pop it on the screen. Well, guys, that feels quite well. It feels really good. The motion is it's just silky smooth. And a little extra grease there. Okay. I had clamped this on here prior, make sure it was going to work. So you can see my little witness marks. So what does it do?